Good evening and welcome to the news at 10, brought to you by Swatan TV. I'm Sanabo Ngoan. I'm with Namaklabe Songambule. We're coming to you live from the Hospital Hill Studios in Mbabane. First, your headlines tonight. His Majesty King Mswati III has summoned regiments to report to Lutitinera residents on Sunday. The Minister of Information, Communication and Technology urges artists to introduce financial management. The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa has gathered central bank leaders from member states to deliberate on the online retail payment platform, which is set to be live in November this year. Good evening. The news in detail. His Majesty King Mswati III has summoned regiments to report to Lutitinera residents on Sunday. The royal command was delivered by Umfana Wenduna Mthwalo Gina at Lutitinera residence.
We swana lalela nizaba lethiwe enkosini uthoka ndaba emabutho akaphelele lapha esigodlweni ludzidzini mhla ngemashumi lamabili nesiphohlongo kuyo lesetulu kujuba ngeluthaka eshiselweni kujuba ngeluthaka eMpumalanga kujuba ngenkomanzi kaHoho nanga ke lamabutho inganyeti inyathi imgadlela bokhololo usho njalo ke malokothanga lomnyama ngilosenhlambelweni malokothanga lomnyama ngilonjeke nyama yesibanda bomswazi ayisemnandi ephemnandi ekoseni uthuma kuyasa ke embube kungamabhudlo uthuma phansi bakufa ngethi ngqungu bakubalekela msakandaba wena ke mbekwana kuphumalanga nenizabatalo ilanga lithela ushobe engidunitela likhulu kwenye malangani inyoni ngalontshilo inyoni ngamabisa asabele ngiyablamazi la khona ngunasimiko Ayethe winwa phakathi
The Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Senator Savannah Maziya, urges artists to introduce financial management in order to be the world's richest artists. The minister said this when making her remarks during the World Book and Copyright Day held at Hilton Garden Inn in Mbabane.
Eswatini today is commemorating the World Book and Copyright Day on the theme Read Your Way. The Minister of Information, Communication and Technology, Honorable Savannah Maziya, says Eswatini can produce the world's richest artist.
I want to urge all of you to introduce financial management in this area of legal. I am shocked how many people can't manage their money. Artists or no artists. I am shocked if you lose your job today, do you have an 18-month buffer? Never dig. And you're all adults. Two things I'm very passionate about. STEM, making money, keeping money, growing money. Make it, keep it, grow it. Ngicela as eMaswati satiwe, not as consumers, not as people nayingena iyabaleka. Because nemali nayo ifuna bana bahlobo.
The Macmillan Managing Director Bongani Motso says Macmillan will continue even in places with no internet connection.
Since our inception in 1979, our company has remained steadfast in our commitment to ensuring cost-effective access to high-quality textbooks for primary and secondary schools across the country. We recognize that education is the cornerstone of development, and access to quality learning materials is essential in nurturing the next generation of leaders, innovators, and problem solvers.
The UNESCO Secretary Rwanda Smelane says such celebration takes place all over the world to recognize the scope of books, link between the past and the future, as well as the bridge between generations and across cultures.
Reading can transform mindsets and behaviors into ones that build societies and propel development. The Kingdom of Eswatini has an astounding literacy rate of 95%. Which is a great advantage and offers an opportunity for most of the population to participate in conversations about development.
The African Union declared 2024 as the year of education. Thus, Amaswati are urged to always acquire knowledge. Reporting is Cindy Swazwane, Temba Shabangu, Mbabane.
The Minister for Labour and Social Security, Philip Telezi, says there are numerous challenges facing social security agencies in the region and Africa. Hence, it is important for social security agencies to respond swiftly to those challenges. The Minister was speaking when welcoming delegates from 25 countries who will partake in the two-day summit.
The International Labour Organization's Social Security Convention of 1952 sets out minimum standards for the level of social security benefits and the conditions under which they are granted. Speaking when welcoming delegates from 25 countries who will attend the International Social Security Association seminar in the Kingdom of Eswatini, the Minister for Labour and Social Security, Philip Telezi, says social security agencies are confronted by different challenges, hence the need for stronger collaboration.
Social security is the cornerstone of any prosperous society. In our region, ISA has played a pivotal role in expanding social protection and uplifting the lives of workers and their families. The Kingdom of Eswatini is proud to be part of this global community, and we stand committed to building upon our collective achievements. Through our partnership with ISA, Eswatini has gained valuable knowledge and resources. Benchmarking our systems against developed nations has been instrumental, and we are deeply grateful for His Majesty's government's unwavering support, which has fueled advancements in many social security programs, particularly the ongoing endeavor to extend coverage to all workers.
ISA's General Secretary Marcelo Abirami Keitano believes that the seminar will indeed yield the desired results.
In which we are able to share knowledge on a very concrete, applied subject, in this case discussing how can we combat error, evasion, fraud, and how can we increase the efficiency and effectiveness of contribution collection, showing this experience, sharing this experience, and building knowledge.
To ensure that the Social Security Convention is applied in all national circumstances, the Convention offers states the possibility of ratification by accepting at least 3 of its 9 branches. Only 20% of the world's population has adequate social security coverage, while more than half lacks any kind of social security protection at all. Reporting for Eswatini TV News, I'm Lincoln Gule with Themba Shabang, Ezulwini.
International Social Security Association Chairperson Futhi Tembe says it is a significant achievement for the Kingdom of Eswatini to host this year's ISA Summit. Now Tembe also says the Kingdom of Eswatini has excelled as the chairperson of the association. Tembe said this during the ongoing ISA Summit held at Ezulwini.
The International Social Security Seminar held in Eswatini aims to foster collaboration and innovation to improve contributions and ensure the integrity of social security programs in Southern Africa. Futhi Tembe, CEO of Eswatini National Provident Fund and also the chairperson of the International Social Security Association Secretariat, the seminar has drawn participation from over 15 countries and welcomed more than 100 delegates. Tembe underscores the importance of sharing expertise and best practices on a global scale.
Ukuthi kusherisha nje experience by lamave ukuthi ngabe bona ekusebenzeni as social security ngabe how do we go about preventing fraud.
Tembe says the seminar is for sharing ideas on preventing fraud, strengthening compliance measures, and enhancing contributions to ensure sustainable social security systems. Tembe says through collaborative efforts, attendees are exploring innovative strategies to address challenges and seize opportunities in social security administration. Tembe also highlights the successes achieved while Eswatini is the chairman of ISA Secretariat. Tembe also highlights the successes achieved while Eswatini is the chairman of ISA Secretariat. The International Social Security Seminar in Eswatini is poised to conclude on the 24th of April 2024. Eswatini TV News, Sondom Langeni, Thamba Shabangu, Ezulwini.
The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa has gathered central bank leaders from member states to deliberate on the online retail payment platform, which is set to be live in November this year. Speaking at the Hilton Garden Inn in Mbabane, the Chief Executive Officer of the COMESA Business School, TUED, Sop Ramanyan, says this system will make trade between member states to be fast and more efficient.
We realize that the cost of trading in the COMESA region is still quite high, and payment issues is still prevalent, especially for SMEs, young people, and women entrepreneurs. So this payment platform that we are trying to develop at the level of COMESA will bring down the cost of trading and also help to promote MSMEs, women entrepreneurs, and young people to do business and make payment across borders.
The Chief Executive Secretary of the COMESA Clearinghouse says they are working to ensure that countries are able to trade using their currencies under the retail payment platform.
The main aim of COMESA as a regional economic community is to have regional integration and eventually have an African monetary economic community or integration. And the only way to do that is to make sure that everyone can use their national currency to trade. And then we have sort of a reference currency when it comes to the settlement of trade and services.
Fikile Shongwe, a lead specialist payment systems oversight at the Central Bank of Eswatini, says theirs is to play their oversight role.
There will be more trade and the economy will go up. It will assist the country and also it will put Eswatini on the map. It's simple governance issues that have to be tied up, and we must ensure that all the technicalities are in place, because one thing that you must know is that the central bank, its objective in payment systems to ensure that a payment system is safe, efficient, and secure.
There are 19 countries that are members of COMESA, with a population of about 390 million, according to the COMESA website. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
Satellite offices are in the pipeline to help the youth have more access to the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund. Now, these are the sentiments of the Chief Executive Officer of the Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund, Madlangambule, when detailing what they are doing to increase their reach.
The Youth Enterprise Revolving Fund was established by His Majesty King Mswati III in August 2009, and part of the fund's mandate is to alleviate poverty. It is close to 15 years now, and just over 1,000 youth have benefited under the fund. The Chief Executive Officer, Mandla Ngambule, detailed some of the initiatives to increase their reach.
We are happy that our board has approved so far 3 satellite offices. So we have what we call satellite offices. At Sitobelweni, we will be having a kind of a one-stop shop where we will be having the ministries parastatals, Ministry of Sports, Culture and Youth Affairs. Sports will be there, ENYC, Eswatini National Youth Council will be there, and us will be there. We are looking at a model where we can provide a one-stop shop. So Sobelweni, we will be setting up from next month. Then we also have Tlatikulu. We'll be having those satellite offices from next month. And then Pixpeak, we have partnered with Pixpeak Town Council. As one of our partnerships with Pixpeak, we're looking into business opportunity, but they also provided an office to us, Tswahamba Gobolondo Hall. So we do have an office.
The Chief Executive Officer says the success rate of the fund is around 60%, measured by loan repayments and businesses that are still successful. For Eswatini TV News, Nelson Dlangamandla, Vuminkosi Nzinisa, Mbabane.
Right, at that we shift gears into the world of business, where we take a look at financial indicators to get a sense of how markets fared today in a financial report.
Standard Bank. It can be.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We continue with the news coming in from the High Court following that Eswatini Meat Industries EMI employees filed the right of execution. The company's former directors have rushed to court through a certificate of urgency to stay the order. The matter is before High Court Judge John Makakula. The workers are represented by Mordecai Donga and Manile Kamete, while EMI is represented by Hendrik Jele. John Henwood appears for the former directors.
Representatives of the former workers in Eswatini Meat Industries are against the attempt of the former directors from trying to stop the writ of execution. The terminal benefits due for the former workers are estimated to be at 17.2 million emalangeni. The legal minds state that the former directors failed to demonstrate in court why they brought the application in a certificate of urgency. There was nothing urgent about the application. The legal representatives say the urgency in the matter has been self-created and they don't know why. They asked the court to dismiss the application with cost and allow the matter to take normal course. They say the order that the former directors are trying to stay was issued by the Industrial Court of Appeal in March 2024. This was after the court in September 2023 ordered that the former directors must pay the 200 former employees their terminal benefits. The former directors appealed the order at the Industrial Court of Appeal. However, the application was dismissed in March 2024. The legal representative states that the former directors had time to interdict the court order. John Henwood, who represented the former directors, told the court that the application before court was not necessitated by the March court order. He explained that he received a communique on April 16 from a sheriff who intended to execute the court order. The judge reserved judgment in the matter. He said judgment will be issued in a later stage. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, High Court.
Now, staying with court matters, a deceased son objects to the appointment of his sister as an executrix in the estate of their late mother, as she claims that his sister is fond of money. Now, Boyce Makongo says he is not comfortable with his sister Bongiwe Habete being responsible for the estate of their deceased mother.
The siblings are fighting over the estate of their late mother, Busisiwe Makongo, who died in April last year. The deceased estate includes 32,000 emalangeni in the bank, as well as a motor vehicle worth 52,000 emalangeni. The deceased had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. The deceased son, Boyce Makongo, is the complainant in the distribution of the estate. He told the Judicial Commission of Inquiry that during a meeting held at the Master's office in Manzini, he objected the appointment of his sister to be an executrix in the matter. He said he feared that assets in the estate will be lost under his sister's watch.
Usinonymous vele nemali uyayithatha nje imali. Lesiswami so naliswa nje ngilokuthi awungeke kulunga ngoba kusuke kushobele nje tinto.
When responding to the allegations made by Boyce Makongo, Bongiwe Habete says Boyce is not telling the truth. She accused Boyce of being an untruthful person who always speaks lies.
Because unglomuntu lonemanga. Unglomuntu nje lonemanga.
The commissioners of the Judicial Commission of Inquiry investigating the office of the Master of the High Court for alleged gross maladministration, abuse of power, and embezzlement of estate monies encouraged the siblings to resolve their differences. They say the estate of their late mother does not have much, so it is important for them to sort out their differences so the estate could be finalized.
Ngola interest lenkulu sibuyo to commission. But states maphela kaphela.
Another issue that caused tension between the siblings is the ownership of a motor vehicle left by their mother. Boyce is accused of changing ownership of the motor vehicle using questionable means. On the other hand, Boyce says he is against the decision taken by the office of the Master of the High Court to release the motor vehicle to Bongiwe. He says Bongiwe is currently driving the motor vehicle in question, whereas he was charged for stealing it. He says the motor vehicle is an exhibit, so it should not be used by anyone. For Eswatini TV News, Fortune Dlangamandla, with Smova Shongwe Mbabane.
Government is working tirelessly to ensure that the country is well prepared to fight health emergencies, which include pandemics. This was said by Dr. Masitsela Mhlanga, who is the chairman of the Public Health Emergency Management, during a stakeholders workshop where they are developing a funding proposal for the country.
As health emergencies such as pandemics happen without giving notice to anyone, the World Bank, in partnership with the World Health Organization, made a call to countries to submit pandemic funding proposals to fight health pandemics of various nature. The chairman of the Public Health Emergency Management, Masitsela Mhlanga, explains.
Our meeting will focus on identifying gaps that needs to be addressed through the proposal if it is successful. And then we have looked at a number of key areas that we need to address. So where we started was to look at how are we as a country in terms of the joint external evaluation that was conducted in 2018, which highlighted a number of key gaps that needs to be addressed by the country so that we are prepared to respond effectively and adequately in future. As opposed to what we have learned in other areas.
In this workshop, pandemics that have befallen the country in the past, such as the COVID-19, are reviewed to ensure that effects of future pandemics are kept to a minimum. Apart from government ministries taking part in the workshop, are organizations that work in the communities to bring forward the interests of various segments of society. Reporting, Mbongwa Dube, Matapa.
Right now in our sports news, Hub Utility Stores have sponsored the Under-17 League under the Ho Regional Football Association with a package worth 80,000 Malangeni. The games will kick off this coming weekend.
Hub Utility Store have sponsored the 9th edition of Hub Utility Store Under-17 League with a package worth 80,000 Malangeni. Speaking during the event, the Eswatini Football Association Chief Executive Officer Frederick Ngwamitulu says a program of this nature contributes immensely to the development of football in the country.
So, as Hub Utility Stores, we understand that development.
Hub Utility Store, they said that their kind gesture of constantly supporting development programs is one way of giving back to the community.
Skills are facilitating the becoming.
Chairman of the Ho National Football Association, Comfort Shonga, says the aim of the association is to ensure that all levels of development are supported in terms of sponsorships.
They're trickling in the Premier League.
The 9th edition of the Under-17 Championship League will be kicking off this coming weekend. For Eswatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Mbabane.
Staying with football news, 6 MTN Premier League clubs are in relegation battle with only 4 games left before the end of the current season. The following report looks at the remaining games for the 6 clubs.
The MTN Premier League relegation battle continues among 6 teams who all are trying to avoid relegation. Starting with number 9 on the log, Manzini Seabirds are left with fixtures against Bavane Swallows, Ezuruni United, Royal Leopard and Ilovo. 10th on the log, Ezuruni United have Green Mamba, Manzini Seabirds, Bavane Swallows and Moreni Pirates. Rangers, who are standing on the 11th position on the MTN Premier League, they are left with Madlenya, Moreni Pirates, Green Mamba and Royal Leopard Football Club. Manzini Wanderers, who are 12th in the MTN Premier League log, are left with Young Buffaloes, Ilovo, Bavane Highlanders and Deva Sundowns. 13th on the log, Moreni Pirates are left with Royal Leopard, Rangers, Ilovo and Ezuruni United. Deva Sundowns, who are at the bottom of the log, are left with Bavane Highlanders, Madlenya, Singzin Hospers and Manzini Wanderers. There's only a difference of 8 points between 9th Manzini Seabirds, who are 23 points, with the Denver Sundowns, who are at the bottom of the table with only 15 points. There is only 12 points to be played for in the remaining 4 games of the M10 Premier League. For Swatini TV Sports, Fabrice Msonera, Babane.
Right, with the sports news, we've hit the home stretch of the news at 10 here at SWATN TV. But before we go, here's a quick reminder of news-making headlines tonight. His Majesty King Mswati III has summoned regiments to report to Litsitsinera residents on Sunday. The Minister of Information, Communication and Technology urges artists to introduce financial management in order to be the world's richest artists. The Common Market for Eastern and Southern Africa has gathered central bank leaders from member states to deliberate on the online retail payment platform, which is set to be live in November this year. Right, that's how we come to the conclusion of the news at 10 here at SWATN TV. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. We shall now cross over to the Weather Center for a detailed weather report from us at the team here at SWATN TV. For now, it's good night and God bless.